Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today from Mediaite, Trump announces Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to his plan to end war in Gaza, which is always a good thing to end those wars. And of course, this has been a huge topic, as you guys know, here for a couple of years, or since the incursion happened. And this has been a major topic for the left. So even under the Biden admin, there was still a lot of pushback from individuals. A lot of individuals, how I think, don't even know where the Middle East is. Now, of course, that's a bit of an exaggeration from me, but you understand exactly what I'm saying as far as people just defying Trump just simply to defy him and or the situation in Gaza. So President Donald Trump announced that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to his plan to end Israel's war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip during a press conference at the White House that followed a meeting between the two leaders on Monday. The United States released Trump's 20-point plan in full moments before Trump and Netanyahu stepped out in the front for reporters for the press conference. I also wanted to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen for so many years, decades, even centuries, and begin a new chapter of security, peace, and prosperity for the entire region, said Trump in his opening remarks. Now, here's a few of the things that are, I'm just going to read a few of them. Like, number one, Gaza will be a de-radicalized terror zone that does not pose a threat to its neighbors. Gaza will be redeveloped for the benefit of the people of Gaza who have suffered more than enough. And I think that's an emphasis here that he wants to make, of course, obviously, to many of those who have been protesting this for quite some time. If both sides agree to this proposal, the war will immediately end. Israeli forces will withdraw to the agreed-upon line to prepare for a hostage release. During this time, all military operations, including aerial and artillery bombardment, will be suspended, and battle lines will remain frozen until conditions are met for the complete staged withdrawal. And, of course, there's always going to be a testing of this when it comes to either side to suggest that the one or the other did not agree to it. This is a very common thing. We see it with Ukraine and Russia. We see it just across the board because everybody wants peace, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody wants peace. They just want peace their particular way. And that's the issue, right? Just like when it comes to politics, when it comes to faith, when it comes to many things, everybody wants all these wonderful and great things, but they want it their particular way. Within 72 hours of Israel's policy accepting this agreement, all hostages, alive and deceased, will be returned. So that's very important. Now, if you want to see the rest of the list, you can either go here to Mediaite and look it up by Trump announces Benjamin Netanyahu, or you can go to Breitbart if you want right side of this. Now, when it comes to this, here on ground, when I saw the specifics of the plans and stuff, it was mostly all left. And here you can see in the wider plan, when he's talking to Netanyahu about it, it is across the board here because it is a very important issue there in the Middle East. This has been a hot topic for quite some time. We're going to jump over here to X and listen to a little bit of what Nio Berg has posted here when she says, I'm starting to understand why Benjamin Netanyahu, or Bibi, accepted the ceasefire deal in January. Donald Trump just said America will take over Gaza and remove all Arabs permanently with the Strip. What an historical moment this is.
Of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous.
Look at Benjamin Netanyahu's face. Now, this is back in February. I just wanted to point this out here. That this was back in February. But the reaction from Benjamin Netanyahu was quite extraordinary. And most of these takes are from January in the beginning of the year. Now, we have this one from 3 hours ago. Trump and Netanyahu unveiled Gaza peace plan. All hostages returned. Hamas dismantled Gaza, demilitarized. And, of course, very, very good news there. So let's see what Benjamin Netanyahu had to say.
I think we should understand that we're giving everybody a chance to have this done peacefully, something that will achieve all our war objectives without any further bloodshed. But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself.
And there it is, right? I mean, and they can. You see, the difference between them and Ukraine is Ukraine just doesn't have the ability to fight off Russia. But here, when it comes to Israel, they do. And the world knows it. And this is another thing that irritates the world, just like the world is irritated by Donald Trump in most cases. And that is these individuals have the ability to do what they need to do. And that's it, right? Because we just talked about it. Everybody wants peace, but they want peace their way. And as he was saying here, that the agreement here could be easily violated or ignored. And we saw that very same thing when it came to Russia and Putin, right? Russia just looks like they're kicking the can down the road, just trying to. They think they can just wear it's attrition on both sides, because the idea here was, if you guys recall, the Democrats were basically just funding Ukraine, and I always point this out to them, that the Democrats seem content to continue to fund Ukraine, to drip feed them at the expense of Ukrainians, because they despise Putin. And so they don't take a moment to consider that, hey, you know, it's Ukrainians that are sacrificing themselves to be able to promote your hatred towards Putin, right? And I put it in that way, of course. That's a bit hyperbolic, but you get the point. Is that the Democrats weren't going to send anybody over there from the United States, nor is Trump, to injure ourselves. So it's not going to be harming us. And all the money going over there isn't the Democrats' money. It's the American taxpayers' money. So, yeah, when it's not your money and it's not your things, it's much easier to say those things, is it not? But let me know down in the comments section what you guys think about the particular this particular peace plan, and whether or not we could see it go through. Let me go ahead and like and bookmark that in my bookmarks. Keeping you guys apprised. Of course, the BuzWeaver archive is always here. And, of course, here on the BuzWeaver channel, you know, we take the difficult, we take the tumult, we take the confusion, we take the difficult, and we break it down into very simple terms. So it is quite fascinating to see all of this unfolding. Now, if you want to hear a little bit what Trump had to say, we'll go ahead and play that.
Europe has been very much involved, and as I was called by many of the European leaders, most of them saying, is this true? Are you really doing peace in the Middle East? This is the most incredible thing we've heard. Some think it's the biggest thing they've ever heard. They called just to find out, was it just a rumor or is it actually done? And then they said, have you spoken to the Arab leaders? Have you spoken to all of the other leaders that we have to get? A lot of people involved in this one. I also want to thank Prime Minister Netanyahu for agreeing to the plan and for trusting that if we work together, we can bring an end to the death and destruction that we've seen for so many years, decades, even centuries.
As we had just read, so it was basically essentially what we had just read. But I do welcome your thoughts and comments down in the public section. Yeah, running Windows 11 right now. Now, everything seems to be working good on your guys' end, so you guys can hear everything that's going on. But in some of the prepping and preparing here, for some reason, I'm not able to hear my own recordings until it's actually in Sony Vegas Pro, which is quite fascinating. But as long as it's working, and that's what's important. The playback is just for me, really, to know how the volume and everything is going. But I'll look into that further. But the transition went very smoothly. I was shocked at how smoothly it went. A few little things here. I had to reload a few programs here and there, but so far everything's going well. So, of course, that weighed heavily on my mind, being able to, be able to keep you guys up to what everything is going on. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. That's BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, as well as everyone here on YouTube for your guys' continued support. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to include X, as you guys know. And of course, my affiliate marketing links. You guys know how those work. Those help out the channel. But your likes, your shares, and your comments help out just as much, particularly with the algorithm. So make sure you hit that like button. And, of course, you can always leave an emoji if you don't want to make a particular post, because all of this is what they call the satisfaction metrics they have there for YouTube now. But it's up to you guys. I appreciate all of your guys' support. Appearing there on the screen, that's going to be the channel icon for everyone watching on YouTube, of course. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's going to be content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.